to our SAT webinar. We have a lot of wonderful guests today, and this is hosted by American Education International. And you'll notice that our mission is training minds and improving hearts. And today we're talking about the different parts of the program, specifically the SAT courses and training that we have. We have an American K-12 school within American Education International that serves ages 6 to 18 or even beyond age 18. And that is where we have all subjects, but we have an English language learning program for all ages, beginning at age 4, all the way throughout life. And so anyone who is within American Education International is always a part of our community and able to participate. We have a hub in Tampa, Florida, in the United States of America, but we have people throughout the world serving American Education International, and Dr. Vahid is one of them. So in India. So first of all, we're going to talk a little bit about what the SAT is. As you know, it's a standardized test used for college admission in the United States. And it measures the knowledge and skills that they've developed, the students have developed throughout their high school coursework. So that's why it's important to be a part of a good high school program so that you can be learning the courses along the way. Who does administer this test? This is the college board that does this, and there are several locations throughout the world that administers this. And it consists of evidence-based reading, writing and language, and math. It's multiple choice, but there are written responses as well. So it is very important to be proficient in the English language to do well on this test. This test is typically taken by high school students, their junior and senior year. And it's what universities use in America for admissions. It's okay if you need to take it multiple times, and students basically choose which score they want to report. The test takes about 3 hours, and the components of the test are broken down in this manner. The reading is 65 minutes. The writing and language is 35 minutes. The math is 80 minutes. So you see a total of 180 minutes, and you see all the questions that are broken down there and how the test is organized. So with the reading, there are reading passages and there are vocabulary, SAT vocabulary. And there are 5 passages, 4 are standalone. And then there are 2 that go together. It shows you a little bit about the content. We have fiction, we have U.S. founding documents, also part of it. And then there's the work of economics, psychology, and sociology is another passage. And then scientific works also. So the questions on the reading test fall into 3 different categories. One is how the author uses the evidence. Also understanding words in context when you're reading. And then the analysis of history and social studies and in science. So those are the way the reading passages work. So within the program with AEI, we structure the reading classes the same way. The SAT vocabulary, you don't need to learn a lot of unusual or difficult words. It's about how to basically all the words you'll be asked will appear in context of reading passages. So this is really about reading skills and how to break words and meaning down within the context. So the writing and language test is another test. It is going to be basically multiple choice, and they will have to, the students will, this is where grammar comes in. And you'll have to read passages and fix mistakes and weaknesses in those passages. And you can see that that's a very short test, but it's definitely weighty as far as how much it counts. And so the passages are about 400 to 450 words, and they vary in complexity. And there's usually just one narrative, sometimes more. It's not a work of fiction, but it could be a nonfiction also, or a historical event. And it could even be something that describes a scientific experiment. Some of the passages will contain charts and graphs. So this is why the math classes are important as well, because we will need to make sure that the students have the background knowledge with the math and sciences as well. And the language questions are usually, each passage has about 11 multiple choice questions, and they'll have two main types. And this is where you'll recognize and correct errors as well. This is where you'll also be using the grammar and the punctuation. Okay, standard conventions and that sort of thing. So that's why it's important to have strong English language learning along the way. Then the math test has three big components: the heart of algebra, problem solving and data analysis, and then a passport to advanced math. There could be some additional topics there as well, geometry, trigonometry, but those are the big areas. So you'll notice that the breakdown of the test, the time allotted for not having a calculator is 25 minutes. And then the calculator portion is 55 minutes. And then you'll notice the types of math and the numbers of questions on the bottom there. 19 for algebra, 17 for problem solving and data analysis, and then the passport to math 16. So it's, pretty equal. And then additional random topics, about 6 of those. And these are some of the objectives. I'll let you take a quick glance at what some of the objectives are within the heart of algebra. All solving and interpreting, building. And then the problem solving and data analysis. This is one of my favorite ones to see our students do well in. Most of our students get all of these questions right because we have a lot of opportunities to practice within this. They seem to perform well on the problem solving and the data analysis. And then the passport to advanced math. This is what you need to focus in advanced studies and science or economics and career opportunities, STEM and basically STEM. Now, the question is, where are you going to take this test? So there's test centers throughout India that you'll be able to take. And in 2024, there will be tests online. Right now, they're still paper pencil. And here are the dates coming up. Right now, the next one, the last one just passed. The next one is going to be May the 6th. So the registration is April 7th. You have coming up, and the deadline for any changes is there listed in April 25th. And then there's another one on the 3rd. And then for the following school year, you see there's a number of opportunities. So if you're not pleased with your score, you can always retake it and submit your higher score. So with American Education International, this is what we actually do to support the SAT. We will have SAT course classes. You know that we have the English language learning courses with that in mind because it's academic English focused. So with those students, we will be preparing them in order to be proficient in English, but also with the thought in mind that they're going to be taking the SAT. And so that will be built into their English language learning courses. We'll help the students with academic coaching and set up the time that they're going to be taking the test, reminding them of their registrations and when and where they would take those tests. We'll be providing test taking skill workshops to help them with test taking. And we'll also be providing practice tests so that they will be able to practice along the way to see how they're doing before the real test date. Now, I want to show you a couple of pictures that represent how people might be feeling. A lot of times they have, a lot of times you see a pathway, but it's broken and you don't have a way to get there. But American Education International, this is the image I want to show you that we're providing, is a complete bridge, a way to begin and go through your goals. You'll notice that this is a bridge we have here in Florida. It's called the Skyway Bridge. It has strong support systems, and that is the way American Education International is built, so that you will have strong pillars of support all throughout your journey, and you'll have clear goals and a way to get from one place to another. It will not be a broken bridge. Now, one of the things I want to share with you about the prices for things like this. So right now we have the Princeton Review Company. They are offering the SAT program. And if you notice, they charge $364 an hour. And they say that that is a special. They say that they pay in full is $17.99. This is what I just pulled off the website for you yesterday. And you'll notice all of the high prices for this type of program. For American Education International, you can begin at $784 for 3 months, 12 weeks. That is a very good price. For 2 days, for 3 months, we have $1144 and then $1504. So you see the prices there over 3 months. Just 2 hours of studying here and 3 months of studying here is what you can compare. So our sessions are 12 weeks in the spring. The next one begins on the 27th. However, we'll tailor the scheduling for your groups. And again, tier 1 is basic acquisition, where you're going to be participating at a pace of 1 day a week or so. Tier 2 is a moderate acquisition, and tier 3 is faster acquisition. That's the number of days. And all of these courses we've set up at 2-hour classes, 2 days a week is what we're recommending you do for the SAT. And for the English language learning, we're recommending a 3-day-a-week program. And then what we would like to do after the spring session is to give the students an assessment to see where they are and to be able to move them forward and advance them and create a design for them in the summer based on what their needs are. So everyone will come in and start at their language level. They will do an assessment and begin at their English language level. And then from there, we will decide or help them determine their next class level. Everyone should be able to work at their level. And so more of the programs are on our website, but I'd like to take time right now to see what your initial questions are and what you would like to discuss. And in the meantime, I'm going to put a link in the chat that I'm going to ask you to complete that is going to allow you to have access to something free today. So let me hear from you all. What are your questions that, after I just went over the SAT specifically, do you have anything that you're wondering about this exam?
Yeah, Lisa, one of my students, Atifa Wahid, she just joined in. She had been preparing for SAT last year, I think. Yes, Atifa?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello. Yeah. So could you, Atifa, introduce yourself to Lisa and tell your experience, what you experience as Polaris?
Sure, ma'am. Hello, I'm Atifa Wahid Ansari, and I'm a 11th going child in India. So,
hi, how are you? Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine. Thank you. Actually, last year I had this dream to go to America for my medical studies. And also I joined this program called Polaris, which was based in India. But there were some people also who were associated with America, so used to have a lot of interactions with them. So it was like 8 months of training, and we were just preparing for SAT. So the process was this, that we have to give SAT, then we have to give like any language-based test like TOEFL or IELTS. And then we also have to be associated. So because we were targeting Ivy League, so they were also asking for like these social activities and number of hours devoted to it. So there was a whole lot of a fuss about it. There was no single step. So why are you just telling us about SAT? Is it just going to be SAT which is going to get us into medical college there?
Well, the American K-12 is a school with all the courses, but what we're sharing today is that we have SAT courses and training, because if you want to get into medical school, one of the requirements is that you have a high SAT score. So today we're talking about the importance of the SAT score in order to pursue an American university. Did that answer your question?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yeah.
also while I was preparing for this SAT, I tried very hard, but I couldn't get over 1330 score out of 1600. And for scholarship, they usually ask for like 450 and over 450.
Right.
1450.
Right. Well,
So
here's
actually,
the thing about it. Here's the thing about the SAT, okay? So if you graduate from an English school like American Education International and you have a high school diploma and you complete the SAT test, you will be able to get into a university, right? But the higher score will be available for specific colleges that will require a higher score. So you can, if you are not getting the score that you want, what we will do is work on helping you raise your score. We'll find out why, look at your exams, and we'll see what your outcomes are and see where you need help in raising that score. We also know how the tests are scored. And so we will have strategies on test taking to help you raise your score. So within the classes, those are some of the skills that you'll learn. Every person that takes that test the first time, very rarely do they do well. So you'll get a chance to, I don't want you to be discouraged about your score because that's very common. I don't even want to tell you what my score was the first time I took it. I am not going to announce my score. So, but I had to take it, let's just say I took my test 3 times so that I could have the score that I wanted. And some people just need practice with test taking. So, but I think a lot of the students, like yourself, will probably really thrive after you have a little bit more practice with the language acquisition, because obviously it's all in English and the writing is in English. Everything is going to be scored based on that. And I would assume, I would think that you, by having the training from a native American English speaker, that right there is going to improve your score right from the beginning.
thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for that question. That was good.
Hey, Lisa,
Yes,
it's
sir.
Ketan here.
Hi.
Okay, yeah, fine. I want to know, is SAT is compulsory for all the universities in the US?
Almost all. There's some universities in the US that might not require, but if they are going to be universities where you're going to have a certain type of degree in a professional field, they will all have SATs.
Okay. Okay. And one more thing. Some people are saying that if SAT is given, the universities are giving some scholarship also. If SAT is given, if SAT is not given, your child is not eligible for the scholarship. Is it true?
Very true. Yes. Well, first of all, you won't be able to be admitted into some colleges without the SAT. And
Okay.
the other thing is, if you have some students receive scholarships based on high SAT scores. That's exactly right. And so what we would do, as you know, within, as I just shared, I think we talked about this with a couple of, I think Tabs and some of us have spoken about this. And Navneet, I wanted to share this with you specifically because this is going to be important for your schools. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So the academic coaching that we will do with your students will let us know about the goals specifically and what is it that you want to accomplish. And therefore that gives us a little bit of insight into what direction and we need to spend our energy. So for example, if they're looking for a scholarship, we can guide the student in what needs to happen to obtain that and all those parts of the program. And then that also helps us to know what kinds of workshops that the students would like and what the parents would like within the program.
Okay. So I would like to talk with my daughter. Here
Yes.
she is.
Okay. Hello.
Hello, ma'am. Hello.
Hello. How are you? I can hear you.
Oh, I'm fine. How are you?
Very good. You have a question?
Actually, I don't have any questions now, but actually, I'm not prepared for this exam now, but I want to give this.
Okay. I'm going to put this in your, I'm going to put a link in the chat for you right now. Okay.
Okay.
This is the
Okay.
students link and you'll complete that. And then what you'll do is you'll receive some information from me. You'll also have a free language test that you're going to take, just a little short one on that form. And you submit it, and that's going to sort of let us know what your English language level is. And then what I'm going to do is follow up with you and recommend some programs for you to get started, and you will be able to begin your English language classes and your SAT classes.
Okay.
That's wonderful. And then you could probably maybe take the next test maybe in August of the fall. What grade are you in now?
I just completed my 12th.
Okay. Well, I would think that we could do some tutoring over the summer. You could be in the classes, your English classes, and you could be in your SAT classes. And that would be more than enough time for you to be ready for the next test. Have you taken the SAT yet?
No. Not
Okay.
yet.
Okay, good. Well, that's what we'll plan on with you. That sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have several school leaders on the line today. We have parents. So if you are a school leader, there's some of you I've already met, and I would like for those of you who have not met to complete the school leaders link, which is in the chat there, and the information so that we would know how we could best help you. And then for the students, you'll notice that there is a link there as well. And I'd like to see everybody complete that. You'll have a free assessment. What other questions do we have from everybody? No, the SAT is not just, we have someone, Afrin, he is asking, if the SAT exam is only for medical colleges. No, all colleges in any professional area. So it could be, if you want to, really any college or university, unless it's just for a trade school, is going to take the SAT exam.
Lisa, Afreen is a girl and she was our school topper last year. We also have Madhav Singh from our school. He's also a very, very bright student.
Wow. Okay. Good. Okay. All right, Vahid, is there anything you'd like to say to wrap this up?
Hello. I have so many things, but you have explained most of the thing about SAT. And one of the most important thing I have come up as a news today, and possibly most of the people are aware with this, like taking admission abroad is nowadays being a trend, and people take admissions with the help of some of the agents, and this is good. There is nothing wrong, but sometimes the students are being trapped. And recently the news has come from Canada that 700 students are being deported because of the fake admissions in the college. The college, they have taken the admission, and the admission letters were non-real. And after, like, the students took admission in 2018. So where this kind of exams take place, like if we talk about SAT, I have always been in the favor of the legal things and doing things in the proper way. So the students, those who are studying abroad, they will not face any problem in the future. So if the students are taking this kind of test and they are going to abroad, then they are getting admissions officially in the authorized universities, which will get the admissions properly, not through any agent, but the students will be able, even as we are part of, the students will be part of American Education International, AEI. We are going to support them to find out the admissions, and all that universities help them to find out their choice of courses, and also support them with some of the processes, like how they can fill out their forms and get the admission and all this process. What happens nowadays is, like, students are willing to go abroad, but they have to compromise with their choice of courses, because the agents they are meeting, the agents have some of kind of collaboration with some colleges or institutions, and for the sake of visa they take any courses, and they don't pursue their career as per their wish or their dreams. So here we are, like, where we come, you decide your goal, we'll support you, help you out. The best thing with American Education International, the team is going to train you from America, Tampa, Florida, and you will have one team available in India right away. That Indian team will be the support team. American team will lead those who know about this test really, and how the test is working for the students. Not like the Indian team is going to take the lead. Indian team will be the support team. Like most of the institutions in India, they are being the lead team, and American team is being the support team. No, here we are going to be like, American team will be the lead team, and we are going to be the support team available in India to help you out and find out where you are, and bring out the things easier, smoother for you to crack this test. So this is it from my side. And I hope you guys are going to fill out the forms, and we are going to check out on you soon. And if there is anything, feel free to discuss with us, and we are always available. Thank you.
Yes, and you can definitely choose any university that you would like throughout the United States that will fit within your program. One of the advantages is, knowing what area you're going to study, and we will know what those best opportunities are, and we'll have a specialist on staff to help know where those best scholarship opportunities are for your area of study. One of the things that we know very well are the Florida universities, those that are located here. I don't know all of the universities throughout the US and what those programs are, but we can certainly investigate. What we know is the Florida universities. We're very familiar with what is here, what the colleges are, and what the programs are. And what's nice is we're right in Central Florida, so it's easy to take short trips to those universities either way. But there are many wonderful programs for you throughout the United States. And I noticed that we have some medical colleges. Obviously, those are going to be very important. Colleges like Johns Hopkins, colleges like that are going to be where we would want to investigate. We have students there right now. We have one young lady who is in the neuroscience program right now in Johns Hopkins, and she went on scholarship. So it's very possible. Okay, so we have somebody, Mr. Singh is saying that 11th grade, is this a young lady? Madhav, is that right?
Oh.
Yes, go ahead,
Yes,
Farah.
ma'am.
Hi, I see that you want to know about, you want to become a pilot. Okay. And you'll be giving a defense exam. I see. So that's a thesis you're writing, huh?
Yes, ma'am. And actually, ma'am, I just also want to know, like, how if I also want to study in abroad, so how it will help me in future.
Well, we will have a academic coach to work with you and to help you set your goals and then begin pursuing your goals along the way and seeing how we can do that. The classes are going to be amazing to help you to achieve whatever those goals are. But are you trying to get to higher education? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Well, that's exactly what we do. It's academic focused and career focused. So if you would complete your student form, and I'd like to see what that English level is that you're coming in with.
Madhav, I can connect with you. When I was in my 11th grade, I also wanted to join Indian Air Force. I was part of NCC. Lisa, you would not be aware with this, like National Cadet Corps, there is a wing of Indian Army for the students. I was part of that and I wanted to join that. So this course will definitely help you. I have taken NDA test, so I know how the tests are, and the course we are going to study with the SAT, there are a lot of elements which are going to be helpful for you in NDA also.
Mhm.
Okay.
Madhav, back in the day, even I was studying for OTA, so I can help you with that, right?
Sure, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for your question. Okay, well, thank you all so much. I would like to put my contact information up on the screen for you again and share a few more things before we close out. If you would, you'll notice that this is our contact information. This is Vahid, his WhatsApp number, and this is mine. I also have, yeah, that one will come to the same number that you had me before. And then if you have a school, I wanted to also make you aware. So we have a couple of people, Navneet and different people like that, that AEI also offers training and development for educators and for businesses. So we will hold conferences for teachers and that sort of thing. So here's our information here. Vahid, do you have anything in closing? Tabs,
Yeah.
anything from you?
It was nicely done, well explained, and everything was to the point, quite brief and direct. So I think it's sufficient enough for the parents and the teacher and the students to understand what the whole SAT is all about.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. So, well, I will say thank you all again for joining us today. I really have enjoyed sharing this opportunity with you. Again, we have a special for those of you who complete the form today. There's a discount that you'll notice that shows up in your email for you to begin to enroll as soon as you complete the form. And you'll also notice your assessment that's attached in your link. If I can share a little bit about what that might look like. This is the school leaders form. So we have, or this is the SAT form for the students. Okay.
Lisa Sneha Patil, she has put up a question.
Okay. Okay.
She has texted it just, she says, hello ma'am, myself Sneha Patil. I want to choose medical line and want admission in states.
In Illinois, are you saying Illinois?
She said admission, that is what she has written. Want admission in.
She wants admission in the medical, like medical colleges.
Oh, yes, she's saying Illinois. That's what I thought.
Illinois.
Okay. Well, I think what we need to do is specifically look at the college that you're looking at, and we need to see what the requirements are, and then begin taking steps towards that. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. But actually, the specification for the Illinois is because my parents are in Illinois. They are right now there.
Yes.
Okay.
So each college is going to have basically the same requirements. One of those requirements is going to be that you have graduated from an English school. Okay. And American education is that. What's even amazing is that we're registered in America, in Florida. And so the credits are going to be important. If you have but the SAT is the other element. So you'll have your transcripts from your school. You'll have your English level that you need. You have to have a certain level of English proficiency, and you'll have your SAT. And so depending on what score you get, there will be different colleges that you can enroll in, so that because they will have a basic minimum score within each college. The college that you're looking into at Illinois, we will need to look and see what they require the score to be. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Great. Thank you.
Lisa, I have a question.
Yes.
If a student wants to go for graphic designing, what would you suggest?
Well, what we need to do is find the best colleges for graphic design. Okay. I would assume it's going to be in New York or in LA. It's going to be someplace like that where they have a lot of businesses in those areas. It could be in Silicon Valley. It could be where they need a lot of students that are graduating with that degree to go into the businesses of those areas. That's usually the reason. That's usually how they choose locations for universities, based on where the businesses are that need those students. You know, it could be some in Florida. It could be some right here in Tampa. We'll find out. And then with that, we will take the same step for every student. That's why the coaching is so important, so that we know the goals of each student, because not all the students want the same. But what we will offer all the students is quality education in English language acquisition and in preparation for college. We will make sure that they get that, but the coaching is going to help us with the individual needs.
Great.
And see, the people that are here are experts in education, right? Just like you are there in India, you know what the requirements are. You know everything about India. You know everything about the universities. You know where, if a student comes to you and they say that they need a certain program, you know very easily here in America, just like in India, it takes just a few minutes to find out. And we have a huge network of educators throughout the United States and really throughout the world that are part of our program, and they will support any student that we have that wants to study.
Great. Good to go.
Navneet, do you have anything else that you're thinking about? I'm watching your facial expressions, and I'm wondering if you have any looming questions, since you're sort of in a different area everybody else is. You're on mute. You're on mute. Unmute yourself. There you are.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. So I don't have a question to ask now. Maybe next time when we have a session like this, I will have many more questions to ask you. I had a fairly good idea about the city examination, that is for the courses of graduation across all universities in the US, and a good score means that you should study. And that wisdom has to go down to all the students of the Indian schools who aspire to be in the US for their graduation degree. So thanks, enlightening us once again for the same.
Yeah, and I probably need to explain that we have a flexible schedule for you to study. Okay, so if you enroll as a student or if you are a school leader, we have classes available 24 hours a day on Monday through Saturday. So when you choose a class, you will stay in that same schedule for 12 weeks, okay? If you need to change your schedule, you can do that the next 12 weeks that you enroll. And some programs are short programs with a special focus. And so your school leaders like Tabs and Navneet and people like that who need a special schedule with a certain program, I will be happy to help you with that, because we have teachers ready to work in those areas. And Vahid and I are very happy to create a program for you.
Thanks.
Yes, and all of the teachers that we have working within American Education International all have the highest credentials, are certified, and the program is accredited and is transferable to anywhere that you go.
Okay.
Okay, everybody. I know that this was very good and short. I hope that you like it short. I didn't know what time I knew that this was getting late for you all today. So I wanted to keep it brief because I know you have worked a very long, hard day. But please visit the website and see if you notice. I'm going to put it in the chat. If you notice anything that you would like to ask, and then also I'm going to put my email here.
So that's the website, American Education.
Yes, AmericanEducationInternational.com. Did I spell it right? Yeah.
That's the website. Okay.
And then Dr. Lisa at AmericanEducationInternational.com. And then here is my WhatsApp number. Okay, this is my number 733-2300. Okay. And you can put me on WhatsApp, and Vahid can put his in the chat as well. You probably already have Vahid.
Yeah, so I'm in that.
Yeah, Tabassum ma'am, I have a request.
Yes, let's hear your request.
Yes, so you can share the recording of this session on the email of us. those who
Oh,
want
yes,
to read.
that's right. Absolutely. How many people would like the recording? Put your name in the chat. I would like the recording and I will send it to you. If you would please put your email and your name in the chat, I will send you the recording. I at least remembered to record it this time, everyone. Last few times I have forgotten. So this time I appreciate the reminder of my partners here.
Anytime.
Good, good, good. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stop that recording. And again, very nice, everyone.
Email ID.